Mr. Speaker, let me begin by commending my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, Representatives Wenstrup, Sewell, and Blumenauer, and indeed the membership of the Ways and Means Committee collectively, for joining me in support of U.S. trade and economic relations with our Caribbean neighbors. This resolution is the product of a year's worth of work, and today would not be possible without the bipartisan support of my colleagues from across the aisle, particularly Representative Wenstrup and his leadership, and our shared commitment to a focus on U.S. trade engagement in the Caribbean. This resolution commits to enhancing the economic partnership between the United States and the Caribbean region through strengthened trade engagement, including by promoting economic growth and development across the region, engaging directly with diverse stakeholders from the Caribbean, and supporting critical trade policies and preference programs. The Caribbean, along with Latin America, have experienced significant challenges in recent years. According to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, we've seen a large GDP contraction from the region than any other place in the world. Simultaneously, per capita deaths from COVID have been greater from the Caribbean and Latin America than any other region in the world. Furthermore, many of the island and countries in the Caribbean have experienced severe natural disasters, such as the recent earthquakes in Haiti and numerous other extreme weather events like hurricanes. So this resolution simply expresses support for furthering U.S. trade ties and economic relations with the Caribbean region. Overall, the resolution expresses the importance of the existing economic partnerships between the United States and the Caribbean region and strengthening U.S. trade and investment ties with the region. Presently, the U.S. does about $35 billion in trade with the region, and its American businesses can have a greater opportunities to grow in the region with our help. Deepening economic ties between the U.S. and the Caribbean region helps American partnerships across the Western Hemisphere, where we support budding democracies at our doorstep and create mutually beneficial economic stability with our neighbors. Reciprocal trade is one of the mechanisms we pursue to do that. Our overall trade agenda was well served by agreements like the 2013 Trade and Investment Framework Agreement between the U.S. and the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, as well as the important trade promotion programs like the U.S. Caribbean Basin Trade Partnership Act and HOPE Help Trade Preference Programs for Haiti. The Ways and Means Committee will be taking a hard look at what is needed for the Caribbean. As this resolution provides, we will engage with diverse stakeholders, including CARICOM, trade ministers, policymakers, as well as labor, business, and civil society representatives to dialogue and develop a shared multilateral trade agenda. The trade programs we have for the Caribbean, especially the Caribbean Basin Initiative programs, like CBTPA preference programs, along with the HOPE Help for Haiti, have historically enjoyed bipartisan and bicameral support, in part because of the shared history and close ties that the United States has with the Caribbean Basin region. I'm pleased that this resolution also indicates how important the HOPE Help Trade Promotion Program is for our sister nation of Haiti. I'm committed to strengthening and renewing this program in a timely fashion. Like any good trading relationship, we must continue to work to improve labor conditions, political stability, and especially to expand economic development to all countries in the important region of the Caribbean. President Bush recognized the importance of this region by naming it as our third border. Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to support this resolution. The month of June was Caribbean American Heritage Month. There are about 13 million Americans who have Caribbean ancestors or ancestry here in this country. They represent 4% of the American population. It's an opportunity for us to reaffirm this community and demonstrate to our neighboring nations in the Caribbean that we are committed to working together to improve trade and economic conditions. Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.